On an average day, if you tried to book a flight from New York to London, you'd find that the seat in the business class is 5 times costly than the economy class. 5 times for a seat that is maybe twice as comfortable. The seat takes up more space, but the plane still burns the same fuel, still has 2 pilots, and still pays the same landing fees. So here's the question. Why is the price difference so much larger than the cost difference? Well, the answer lies in a strategy called price discrimination. Airlines are not selling transportation. They are selling different versions of the same product to people with very different willingness to pay. To understand this, you have to look at how an airline actually spends money. Running an airline is mostly about fixed costs. Before the first passenger even shows up at the gate, the airline has already spent a fortune. They have to pay for the plane itself, which can cost up to $300 million. They have to pay for the pilots and the flight attendants. They have to pay the airport thousands of dollars just for the right to land on their runway. These costs do not change whether the plane is empty or totally full. The cost of adding one more person to a flight is what economists call marginal cost. For an airline, this cost is tiny. It is basically the price of a chicken meal, a tiny bag of pretzels, and a little bit of extra fuel to carry the weight of the person and their bag. If an airline only wanted to cover the cost of each passenger, they could sell every seat on the plane for $200 and make a massive profit. But they do not do that because they want to capture as much money as possible from every single person on board. This is where the idea of market segmentation comes in. Not every traveler is the same. On one hand, you have the leisure traveler. This is someone going on a family vacation. They are paying with their own money, and they are very careful with their budget. If the ticket costs $50 more, they might decide to stay home or go to a different city. They are price sensitive. On the other hand, you have the business traveler. They have a meeting in London on Tuesday morning. They did not know about this meeting until Friday. They are not paying with their own money because the company picks up the bill. That business traveler needs to be on that flight, and they do not care if it costs $500 or $5,000. If the airline charged everyone the same price of $500, they would lose out on all that extra money the business traveler was willing to pay. But if they charged everyone $5,000, the plane would be almost empty because all the vacationers would disappear. To solve this, the airline has to find a way to charge the rich business traveler one price and the budget traveler a different price for what is essentially the same flight. They do this by building fences between the two groups. These fences are the rules and restrictions you see when you book a flight. To get the cheap $500 price, the airline might require you to book 21 days in advance. They know that business travelers usually book at the last minute, so this rule catches them. They might also require a Saturday night stay. Vacationers are happy to stay over the weekend, but business people want to get home to their families. If you want to fly back on Friday afternoon, the price jumps because the airline knows you are likely traveling for work. Then there is the seat itself. A business class seat definitely takes up more physical space on the plane. A lie-flat bed might take up the room of 3 or 4 economy seats. If the price was based purely on space, business class should be 3 or 4 times the price of economy. But it is often 5, 8, or even 10 times the price. The extra money is not paying for more legroom. It is a premium for the fact that the airline knows they have a customer who is willing to pay almost anything to be comfortable and arrive well-rested. While the business class passengers are paying for luxury, the economy class has become a game of nickel and diming. Airlines use economy seats as a way to get people in the door with a low headline price. Once you are there, they start adding fees for bags, seat selection, and food. This helps the airline stay competitive on travel websites while still squeezing more money out of the budget travelers. For the airline, the economy section is about volume, while the business section is about profit. In fact, on many long-distance flights, the people sitting in business and first class are the ones actually paying for the fuel and the plane. The economy passengers are often just a way to fill up the extra space and cover the small remaining costs. Without those expensive seats in the front of the plane, the cheap seats in the back would probably have to be much more expensive for the airline to stay in business. This whole system of charging different people different prices is not unique to flying. You see it when a movie theater gives a discount to students or seniors. You see it at the grocery store when people use coupons to get a lower price. It is the same reason a pro version of a software package costs 10 times more than the basic version, even if it only has a few more features. It is all about finding the people who have more money to spend and giving them a reason to spend it. So the next time you walk past the big, comfy seats in business class on your way to the back of the plane, just remember that those passengers are essentially subsidizing your flight. They are paying 5 times the price for a better pillow and a glass of champagne, while you are getting the same 500-mile-per-hour ride across the ocean for a fraction of the cost. The airline is happy, the business traveler is comfortable, and you saved enough money to actually enjoy your vacation once you land.